do my best to share here. And we're going to start our evening. Window. Share. You guys see this?
Yep.
Not yet.
I got one yes and one not yet.
I still have it. I can see it.
There we go.
All right. Well, so we have 3 parts of our evening tonight. The first part will be our annual meeting. This is a kind of a required thing for the chapter. Every June we have this meeting where we kind of wrap up the previous year. This is a requirement from PMI to keep our chapter going in the state of Idaho, I think. Anyway, we have to do an annual meeting, and that's what we're going to start with. Then we're going to transition into our regular monthly meeting. There'll be updates from various board members and such. And then we're going to transition again into our presentation for this evening, which will include a report out on the North America LIM that some of us attended, as well as some of the learnings that occurred with our chapter member forums that we had, and then a kind of a review of what's happening for the rest of the summer and into the fall. So a lot of information this evening. Hope it's interesting for you guys, and we're gonna jump in. So first of all, this is our 25th anniversary. Let's see, I'm gonna hide this. There you go.
Woohoo!
All of you know that we were officially chartered back on June 5th, 1998. So we had 35 members. Some of them are still around, so it's great to have them. This picture was taken at the North America LIM. We were presented with a 25-year certificate, I guess, for the chapter, and it was a good time. So that's what we did there.
Cool.
So yeah. So I'm hoping we can talk about this and hopefully we'll be doing some 25-year anniversary activities throughout the fall. They sent me a banner, so we got to use it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Western Idaho chapter. Most of you are probably familiar with our mission and vision, but it's always good to remind ourselves, I think, and the annual meeting is a good time to do that. And really our mission statement is to advance the practice and profession of project management. That's right in line with PMI Global. So that's what we're here to do. And really the vision of the chapter is to be recognized as a source, and maybe the source, of project management knowledge and expertise here in Western Idaho. So I think we've done well for the past 25 years, and I hope we continue to pursue that mission and vision moving forward. So we want to talk a little bit about the value proposition, what we do for our members to remain relevant and hopefully offer some value. We do promote the chapter. We have good presence on LinkedIn and Facebook. We are active in the Boise and Meridian Chamber of Commerce, and we do throughout the year participate in expos of various kinds, business, technical, and other. So we have a part of our strategy and vision is to get out there and be known in our community. We also provide professional training and credentialing for our members and people who are part of kind of the the chapter family with PMP and CAPM boot camps, the ACP and micro-credentialing. We do this all through third parties now, but they're all blessed by PMI, and we help facilitate those. So those are good opportunities. And we were reminded at the LIM that PMP and the CAPM are still, even though there's a lot of competition these days with Scrum and various other credentials, that those are still the most highly sought after credentials in business and in the profession. So we're hanging in there. And finally, we offer opportunities to get PDUs and networking with within our chapter. So we have, our flagship is the Professional Development Day that we put on annually. But we also do monthly speaker presentations, networking events. We have our lunch and learns, and we offer project bites. So those are audio clips that you can dial into, or I guess that's not technically dialing into, but you can listen to those and get PDUs. So a lot of stuff that the chapter offers in terms of value to our members. And you guys can just jump in and ask questions if you want. I left this slide in talking about stakeholders and the people who we are impacted by and who we impact. I'm not going to go over each box, but it's huge, right? We touch all kinds of people and organizations, both business, private, government, throughout our Western Idaho footprint. And it's just great to kind of look at the slide and think about all the different areas that we impact and our people and our members impact on a daily basis, and just the gamut from students to professionals to younger professionals, older professionals, veterans. So there's a bunch of just a huge footprint of what we impact throughout the Treasure Valley in Western Idaho. All right. A major activity that's been going on for the last few months that we do as a board is elect new board members. And we transition the board every year. About half of us drop off, and we get new ones coming in. And so I think if you're all right, Colleen, to speak to this section about what the chapter board does and how we've been changing over the past month or so.
Absolutely, sure. Okay, so this slide talks about the different positions of the board members. As you can see across the top, we have the executive branch or track, and what we have, it starts with the president-elect, the president, and then the past president. And when you get elected into this executive track, you spend you're really committing to a 3-year term, because you start off and you serve 1 year as president-elect, and your primary responsibility as president-elect is to chair the Professional Development Day, the annual Professional Development Day event, which is our, like Craig said, our flagship event for the year. And then when you're done with that first year, you move over into a president's role. And in this role, you have, board governance and PDD oversight, but you're also responsible for charter renewal. Every year we have to renew our charter with corporate, and you're also your job is also to run the annual strategic planning meeting. And then when you're done with your year as president, you move into the past president role, which I'm currently in for another 2 days. And in this role, You get to run the elections for new officers, conduct new officer onboarding, and you also have some PDD oversight. So the president's track, in order to get elected, you have to have served on the board for at least one term in another board position, and then you can qualify. And I think you have to be. No, you don't have to be certified. So then the rest of these positions are VP level positions. They are each 2-year terms. We have the VP of Professional Development whose job it is to oversee PMIEF, which is PMI Education Foundation. And we have a liaison up to corporate or global for PMIEF. We also have a military liaison. This is where Lunch and Learn coordinator rolls up to boot camps and mentorship. This is all part of the span of control for the VP of Prof Dev. VP of Marketing does nonprofit outreach, does our sponsorship program, and oversees social media and content. And then the VP of Comms manages internal board communications, runs the board meetings, and also serves as the touch point for chapter members, for communications to chapter members. VP of Membership is responsible for producing membership reports and celebrating our members, new members, welcoming them when they come on board, celebrating their anniversaries and their certifications, and hopefully retaining our membership, and also has volunteer oversight of the volunteers. And VP of Programs runs our monthly events. We usually have, as Craig said, speaker and panel events, networking events. They run a program committee. And then VP of Finance, of course, takes care of all of our finances and taxes. And then the VP of Technology manages all of our technology selection, has oversight on the tools we use, and is responsible for security and privacy. So that's really what the roles are responsible for. If you go to the next slide.
Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, keep going. You're doing great.
Okay. So this year we are welcoming some incoming appointed board members. The board appoints members when somebody has vacated their position. And then this year we had 3 people vacate their position. And so we appoint Tammy Manovich as our VP of Membership Pro Tem, Janelle Peterson, VP of Programs Pro Tem, and Sean Wilson comes on board and joins us in VP of Finance Pro Tem. And the VP of Finance role was vacated by Karen Hardesty, who has now been elected as president-elect. So she's leaving her VP of Finance role for a very good reason. So we like to welcome our newly elected board members. Karen Hardesty is VP President-elect. Tanisha gets to move over into the president role. So Tanisha will be head honcho for this year. And Craig, you're going to move into the has-been slot that I'm vacating. The past president role. And I'm just kidding. And Trina is coming on board as VP of Communications, Allison Garrow as VP of Marketing, and LaDonna Spicer as VP of Professional Development. And all of these folks are here tonight, so welcome. And then outgoing board members, we say goodbye to and thank very much for your contributions to our chapter. Myself, rolling off the board as past president, Cheryl Bishop, who was wearing 2 hats, VP of Prof Dev and VP of Comms Pro Tem. She'll be rolling off the board. and Michelle Marshall, VP of Marketing, will be rolling off the board. All three of us are going to stay on in executive volunteer positions, so you can't get rid of us that easily. If you want to advance it one more. Ta-da! This is your 2023-2024 PMIWIC Board of Directors. And you'll see that we have executive volunteer positions listed on the slide. We have a few openings, so if anyone's interested, veterans, military liaison, communications coordinator, technology coordinator, and volunteer coordinator are open. Donna Azevedo is our Boise Chamber ambassador, and we're looking for somebody to be our Meridian Chamber ambassador. And other volunteer opportunities are available through Future City mentoring program, programs team, and PDD planning committee and elections nominating committee. So welcome, and we look forward to another great year with PMI Western Idaho chapter.
Wow, thank you, Colleen. Glad you you said you'd do that.
So, I try to go fast.
No, it's great, and I just want to welcome the new board coming on over the weekend, technically, and this is great. So thank you for all the work you did, Colleen, on this, and everybody who's joined the board and moved into other positions. Thank you for serving and volunteering. All right. Yeah, technically this is still you, but we just want to point out that the board does meet every month. The second Wednesday of every month from 6 to 8 is our designated time slot, and we we spent the last couple of years virtual, but we do occasionally meet in person, and those board meetings are open to all chapter members. So they are published. You know where they're at. Contact a board member if or the website, or a board member if you're interested in attending, and we'll make sure you get all that information. Okay, membership. So I'm going to pass this off if we can.
Absolutely. To me and my green screen. Thank you, Craig. I am Tammy. I am one of these pro tem people, right? Temporary helper outers is what I typically call it. So if we look at our membership, you can see we were running at about 600 people in our organization, and then COVID hit and things dropped a little bit. But if you look at what's happened since then, we have been on a steady incline, and this year we have exceeded where we were prior to COVID. Yay. So that's great. That really shows that we have a strong organization, that there's still people out there that are interested in project management, being part of the community, and helping to improve themselves and others. So thank you for being here. This looks great. Membership trend is very good, I would say. Next slide. And then I just brought in a snapshot of where we are with our current membership as it relates to certifications. Now, you've heard talk a little bit earlier today about how one of our value propositions is that we provide training and helping people get certified. And you can see we've got about 27 to 30% of our population that did not indicate that they are certified. So if you are one of those people and you're interested, let us know. We are pretty heavily weighted on PMP and the PMI ACP. Those are the top two. And then the CAPM is right behind us. So we've got a lot of strong professionals that are out there looking to retain those certifications. So the PDU opportunities that the board and our organization provides helps all of them out too. So that's great. This doesn't look much different than what we've seen in prior years. Just so you know, we have retained this percentage roughly over time. Next slide.
I think that's it. You got 2 slides for this meeting. More slides next meeting. So if you're enjoying Tammy, come back. She's here. All right. Karen, I think this is going to be your annual report.
Okay, sorry, my picture's a little dark, so I'm just going to turn off my webcam. All right, so balance of accounts. So as you can see, we have 3 accounts that we manage. Our checking account, which serves to pay all of our bills throughout the year, our shared savings, and our money market savings account. We have to have a certain amount in reserves, and that's around $30,000, which you see there between the 2 savings accounts. I did this year over year, so you can see where we landed last year. As a total, we had around $76,000. As we ended at the end of May of 2023, we were at just over $66,000. So you can see that's a drop of $10,000. And what happened was, I don't know if you guys recall, last year, in 2022, we had our PDD, but it got moved to September. And so we had a lot of expenses that came out between June of last year through May of this year, because we had our PDD in September and then we had a PDD in March. So, so within this June to May timeframe that we're reporting out here, we had a lot more expenses than we normally would have. I would likely see this evening out, and that our total dollars may increase again. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's where kind of what's happened there, and that's why we dropped that 10K there. All right, next slide, please. All right, so this is just in graphical format, kind of how you can see our year over year account balances since 2011, and fortunately it has kind of this upward trend, and so that's good. So that's just kind of what that's showing there.
Great, thanks, Karen.
Sure.
Networking a speaker presentation. So I can, well, yeah, I guess I was planning on speaking to all of these, but I'm glad people are stepping up here. We do, as I talked about at the very beginning, have virtual and in-person events. Our lunch and learns are virtual. They're once a month at the noon hour. You get 1 PDU for that. And those of you who have gone to them, or if you don't know, those are very well received. A lot of people join those. I guess it's an easy PDU. It's an easy event to attend, since you just have to sit there and dial into it. So that goes on. We do have in-person networking events that share our monthly cycle. So we have usually between 6 and 7 some kind of event over the course of the month. We have one a month, either a networking event or a speaker presentation. And so those start at 6. We do the networking events in person because it kind of lends itself to more networking and talking and getting to know people. Then the speaker presentations are either in person or virtual. They've mostly been virtual over the past year or so. And they go from 6 to 7:30, and depending on the topic and what's being done, you can get 1 to 2 PDUs, kind of depending on the content. So those are our monthly events. So kind of recapping where we're at. I put this slide in because one of the things we were trying to do as a board this year is be a little more transparent. I don't know how successful we've been at that, but we have done some things intentionally to make our members more aware of what's going on, why we're doing things, what we're doing, and to kind of get feedback, right, from the chapter and our stakeholders. So we have 3 kind of strategic things that we were trying to accomplish this year. We were trying to increase the chapter engagement. We're trying to improve chapter experience and improve the community partnerships that we had. So we've actually done work in each of these areas. When we were launching chapter mentoring program or for members, so we did a pilot with that, and we got the program set up to go. And I think we're gonna even feel more impact to that and have more success moving forward as we kind of focus on that over the coming year. We engage students through our enhanced educational activities, launch membership engagement forums, which we did, and continue to offer monthly chapter events. That's kind of a given, but that all went into increasing the engagement that we're having with our members and with the chapter. And improving the chapter experience, this kind of goes hand in hand with that. Just how, things that we're trying to do to improve the new member experience. We've revamped our social media strategy. I know Michelle and that team spent a lot of time kind of honing what we're looking at from a social media standpoint, things that we want to pursue more, things that we wanted to drop. So we made good progress in that. And actively improve transparency and personal engagement with members. Been a little hit and miss. A lot of that is my fault. I had some things on my plate that I wanted to get done, and hopefully we'll continue to make improvements there. And then finally, the community partnerships to build relationships with the veterans organization and with the Chamber of Commerce. We had good engagement with both of those groups this year, and expand communication and involvement with community stakeholders. That's kind of a wide swatch there. And I know, again, our marketing team has done really good work in that space. So just kind of wanted to throw that in and let you guys know that we do have a strategy. We do have things that we are working toward. And these strategies actually align with the things that PMI wants us doing as a chapter. And this is our kind of take on that. All right, finishing the recap. Just wanted to highlight that grow was our theme this year, and I think we have. I think we've done well, not only as a chapter in our numbers, but I think the board has grown as a board, right? I think we're doing very well together, and just accomplishing what we were wanting to accomplish. So I just want to thank all the members for your engagement, and if there are any partners out there, I don't know if there are in our meeting tonight, but we want to thank them for their support, both our actual sponsors as well as just people we partner with to enhance our mission and vision. All right. I think that's just a thank you. And if there are any questions, I would be glad to answer them. I know we're right about at time, but if there are any questions, we have a few minutes to answer those. So I don't know, George, if you see anything.
I don't see any questions pending.